Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. We assist company in consultation and ISO certification, all derivatives. We also help them in GMPs and NADCAP implementation, as well as I said, ISO implementation certification. We have 40 plus years in quality. That's spanning aerospace, medical implants, materials, printing, and plastic distribution, where we dealt with every type of industry under the sun. This video today is Boeing FAA Regulator Since09 demands major safety checks after staggering list of false skyrockets. Demands major safety checks. Is that from the FAA? Because the FAA made Boeing a regulator in 2009. In fact, we have an interview snippet from Mr. David Calhoun, the CEO of Boeing, who got interviewed most recently concerning the Alaska Air door popping off and quality failure. We're going to let you listen to that right now.
To speculate, but I will say this: the work that our regulator, in this case the FAA, has been doing to inspect the situation and create a procedure and a protocol for the airlines to go out and inspect each and every one of the airplanes, 100% of them, and make certain that the work that our regulator, in this case the FAA, has been doing to inspect the situation and create a procedure and a protocol for the airlines to go out and inspect each and every one of the airplanes, 100% of them, and make certain they're in. But I will say this: the work that our
That's enough. You heard it 3 times. The work of our regulator, the FAA. I'm going to show you, without a shadow of a doubt, that the FAA gave them regulatory authority in 2009. You can't make this up. So when people start talking about, it looks like the Ethiopian Air and also Indonesian airline that crashed about 5 months apart from one another, the lawyers did not do due diligence. They didn't have Daryl Guberman on their side as an expert witness, and we have over 40 plus years, as I said, in quality. So we're going to get into this. I'm going to show you. We're going to just give you briefly an overview, a capsule, because I know attention spans are not what it used to be. In fact, I think they say a goldfish is 7 seconds, or 6 seconds a goldfish has. Attention span a human being has 7. That's pretty good. But anyway, here we go. You have the American National Standards Institute, which is a private, not-for-profit, non-governmental corporation. It has both federal agencies and corporations on board. And now we start with Boeing. Boeing. In 2002, Boeing came out with a supplier bulletin for all their suppliers. It basically states that if you are AS9100 for aerospace, and we're going to show you this, we don't have to go through reading the litany of this, but it talks about them having on-site audits not necessary when you're AS9100, certified by ANSI ANEP. Here's the certificate, AS9100 for aerospace. Boeing basically says in that supplier bulletin from 2002, says for 22 years they've been neglecting their suppliers. Send us your AS9100, send us your parts, and Boeing doesn't have to come visit you with a source inspection. On top of that, you hear business owners who have maintained these certificates say it's a nuisance cert. We have to pay to play, Daryl. Pay to play. We really don't care about it. And those are the types of attitudes that are out there within the confines of the aerospace arena. I've been out there for 13 years. I've been in business, 40 plus years in quality. And this is what they say: pay to play. That's their attitude out there. So they become complacent with the products that they're producing, without a doubt, with that type of mentality. And I hear comments like, Daryl, I have a very good reputation with my auditor. We don't get any rejections. And then I was involved with a audit many years ago, about 11 years ago. And the auditor said, Daryl, we're called down to the registrar at least once a year. And they give us a talking to, and they say, you must, as an AS9100 auditor, give rejections, because what happens is they look at, the world looks at, oh, the aerospace industry got 600,000 rejections. Don't know what they're about, but that's a robust quality. Well, I will tell you this. When all Boeing requires is an AS9100 certificate, and the guy who's running the company has an excellent rapport with his auditor, that's where quality fails. In 2009, here comes this article, and this shows you without a doubt that the FAA gave regulatory authority to Boeing. So if you want to talk about MCAS, they didn't have to tell the FAA anything. They are the FAA. FAA increased the authority of Boeing's commercial airplanes division to self-certify its own aircraft, and authority extended to Boeing under the new system allows Boeing employees to perform tasks on behalf of the FAA that include oversight of testing, product standards, and certification of aircraft technologies. That comes under MCAS, and new aircraft designs. Sitting on ANSI's board is, of course, Boeing, sitting by the accreditation body that they demand from their suppliers, okay? They're breaking the Sherman-Clayton Act when it came to me, because we run an organization that certifies and releases certifications to companies, and Boeing gave us a hard time. In fact, I was involved with a phone conversation with these two ladies from Boeing, from purchasing, who stated that we only accept ANSI ANAB accreditation. Now, these two ladies didn't know the difference between a window and a jet engine, but nevertheless, they had a check sheet to go to, and that's what they did. Also, Boeing sits on ANAB's board that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. Grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. On top of it, they have a supplier portal that calls ANSI ANAB, or international equivalent. Okay. Also, while they're an FAA regulator, they were fudging documentation. Isn't that a tender moment? Fudging documentation along with their cohort, Kobe Steel, okay, which is supplying materials to make those jet airplanes. You also have the factor, most recently, $8.1 million that they were taken to task for by the DOJ because of their composite facility. I think it's in Pennsylvania. Boeing Bell made V-22 products for the V-22 Osprey. And the only problem is that if composites runs time, temperature, and pressure. If one of those is lacking, you may have a loss of aircraft because you'll have a delamination happening between fibers, between the fabric of the composite material, and you can lose one of those. It could take out your ship and also kill people. And about 3 weeks before they were fined, the DOJ of V-22 did go down, killing 6 people. You also have the FAA that sits on the board of ANSI. And I must confess as well, how can one regulator watch over another regulator? You saw in that article, yes, they are self-certified and they can go with their own technologies. They don't have to really tell the FAA anything. You have 2 regulators now. You really have to get something that watches over both of them. You also have the FBI that sits on there. FBI sits on ANSI's board. Oh yes, the Department of Transportation also sits there. And here we go. Is he there? Yes. We have Merrick Garland, his DOJ. They sit over by Boeing and FAA and all this. And you also have the FTC and others. This is only a small percentage of what is on there. The reason why I do this is to allow you to understand the complexities of ANSI ANAB, who are underwriters for the International Accreditation Forum, which is a repository for both national and international accreditation bodies. You also, in Delaware, and you also have ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation in Australia. Now, you attorneys who are taking Alaska Air to task, you're taking Boeing, you must also take ANSI ANAB to task, except they're insulated from the federal agencies. Do you have enough chutzpah to take them to task? Ladies and gentlemen, you get me on board and I will assist your attorney getting you what you deserve. Because right now, you'll get something, but not what we can get you, because we can be that expert witness. My telephone number is 203-556-1493 or Daryl, Daryl, TQRS at yahoo.com. And remember this, ladies and gentlemen, those plaintiffs who are suing Boeing and also Alaska Air, Bring ANSI ANAB in because they too are an underwriter, taking over both systematic failure and product failure by being an underwriter. And we have some federal contracts that show you, without a shadow of a doubt, they call out ANAB, ANSI ANAB, as underwriters for the IAF. Again, I thank you, and remember this. It is not the droplet of water that wears away the mighty stone, but it is its persistence, and that is from Confucius. I thank you.